Welcome back, all my Minecrafting friends. This is the first player update of the March 2015 Minecraft Hardcore Challenge. That's March, don't want to get ahead of myself. The Zero Chunk Challenge. And I'm really excited about this month. Of course, the first day of every month is like Christmas for me, and all of your videos that you post are like Christmas presents that I can't wait to unwrap, you know, and see what you've done. But this month was really interesting because of all the new players that we've got in the challenge this time, and just because of the uniqueness of the challenge. And one of the things that was really unique about this challenge is that a lot of people were confused about how it works. Okay. PB talked about that in her first episode, but she'll be restarting because she died at the end of her first episode. But you see, these coordinates up here, let's see, you know, the X and the Y and the Z, of course we're pretty far from 0, 0, but there's some point in this world where the X coordinate is really close to 0, 0 point something, and the Y coordinate, not the Y, the Z coordinate is really close to 0, 0 point something. And the actual 0 point is between the blocks. The you know, the center of the block are the 0.5 coordinates. You know, like, you know, 0.5 or minus 0.5. So the actual 0 point is a point between right in the center of 4 blocks that all have coordinates that start with zeros, but you know, some are plus and some are minus. So in the center of the blocks, like out on the edge of the chunk, each chunk is 16 blocks in each direction. So 16 by 16 is one chunk. So from the 0 block in the center, you know, out to the 15.5 block out on the edge, you know, is the extent of that chunk. So there's 4 chunks that border the 0, 0 point that are between the 4 central blocks. So the actual edge of the chunk is plus or minus 15 and a half. I said plus or minus 16 in my announcement video, so I'm not going to fault anyone for using the 16 and a half block instead of the 15 and a half block. It's close enough. It's not technically in the chunk, but it's close enough, and you know, it's a learning experience. You know, I learn something every time we do one of these MHCs. I learn something new about some aspect of Minecraft, and now this is what I learned this time, is that the center of the blocks are at 0.5s, and you know, the chunks are from the 0.5 is the lowest block, and then the 15.5 is the highest block in the chunk. So anyway, let's get to the list. Let's start with Philbin 3. Philbin 3 spent most of his episode, or a good portion of his episode, after he, you know, got to the 0 chunks and did usual normal stuff, trying to grow giant mushrooms. And he cleared out a big space for it, and he's trying to grow it. But I think the problem that he had, even though he was trying to grow this at night and there was no light, is that he's trying to do it under open sky. I think you have to have a block above the mushroom that you're trying to grow, and I don't think you can grow it on stone. I think you need to grow it on dirt, but you might want to double check that in the wiki. Okay, but he was trying to grow it on stone, and he was trying to grow it under an open sky. So, okay, next we have Team Colony. Team Colony is OG and Viv Cakes, Momo and Technoscribe, and Mike Deadman, and I think Somotome is in there too. I'm not sure. There could be someone else in there, but anyway, it's that team, and they decided to make a dirt wall. They had plenty of manpower to do it, so they got their dirt wall up all the way around, and they started a little farm. Next we had the team of Psycho SFK and Crazy Kinsey. They after they got to the Zero Chunks, after they got to the area, they did some mining. They made a mushroom farm, just a regular mushroom farm, not a giant mushroom farm, just a regular, and they had a pretty good beginning. Next is the team of Lightbringer and Heatherby, and Heatherby is a new player to the challenge. She's playing with Lightbringer. I think that's a husband and wife team. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Rather than a dirt wall, they decided on a dirt trench. So they were digging a trench around the whole thing. Lightbringer ran over to the he found a spider dungeon in his single player attempt. I think he has a single player attempt. Maybe not. Well, anyway, yes, there is a spider dungeon on the surface, or really near the surface, open to the surface just about. It's in the bottom of a small cavern. Almost, I don't know, it's not exactly a cavern because it doesn't have a top on it. It's just a rut in the ground. And on the side there's a spider dungeon. It's not too far from the area. You can take a look at his episode if you want to see where it is. And someone else found it too. But you can't place blocks there because it's outside of the area. But he did kill a few spiders in order to get string so that they could make a fishing rod and do some fishing. They tried to do some fishing, but the water they're fishing in was really shallow. It was 1 block deep, and they didn't catch anything. And they started their little farm. Okay, next on the list is PB of the channel PB Plays Inside. She got to the area fairly soon. Was a little confused about how chunks work and coordinates and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully my explanation at the beginning there will help out. Maybe I'll make a video just about chunks, and I can like put down different colored blocks to show you where the chunks are and stuff. But basically it's from, you know, from the 0 point would be the center, and there'll be 4 chunks around that, and each one will be going in a different what do they call that? A different quadrant. Like if you remember geometry, there's a quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Quadrant 1 is when both axes are positive, you know. So yeah, the same thing with chunks. There's 4 chunks that border the 0 point. And in one of them, both coordinates are plus, you know, x plus and z plus. In another one, it'll be like x minus and z plus. Another one will be minus minus, and the other one will be plus minus. So, but from 0 up to 15 and a half is the blocks that are actually in those 4 chunks. If anyone places blocks, which I saw a lot of people doing, okay, on the 16 and a half block, that's close enough. I'm not going to get too excited about that because I really didn't make that clear in the announcement video. So that's okay. Anyway, at the end of her episode, she, I think she was hit by a witch that, or He was either a witch or a poisonous spider, and I don't know what a poisonous spider would be doing up there on the surface, and I don't know why a witch would hit her the first time with a poison spell, with a poison potion, rather than a slowness. I thought they always hit you with a slowness first, but apparently something hit her with a poison potion, and it brought her down to 1 heart or half a heart, and then she ran back to the area and got killed by a skeleton. So, but she says that she will be restarting. So, good luck on your second try, PB. I hope everything is clear now. Okay, next on the list is the team of Technoscribe, Mom of Miners, and Frank and Honest, and special guest Basket MC. That is Nathan Pelton and Mike Deadman. Okay, so they got to the area, started a farm. They're killing mobs left and right, and they're building a fence. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing in my next episode, is trying to make a fence around all of it. Next we have Boonslayer. Boonslayer, always fun to watch. He was having some serious lag in like the first half of his episode, but he persevered and hung in there. He went off in another direction and found 12 pumpkins. There were 14 there, but he left 2 for some reason. He came back to the area and built a small house, did some mining, and then did some caving. But he's playing it safe. He's not out there fighting mobs. He's gonna come out in the daytime and do stuff, and at night he's gonna mine and cave and not die. So, not dying is good. Next we have Cell in Gaming. Cell in Gaming is doing solo, this single player this month. He collected mushrooms on the way to the area. Once he got there, he decided to do some mining. He mined down to the bottom, I think, and found a spider dungeon. He broke the spawner. Oh no, that was a spider dungeon on the surface. That's right. Yeah, Cell in Gaming was the other player that found the spider dungeon near the surface, and he ran in and broke the spawner, killed the spiders so that he could loot the chests without getting attacked. And later on in his episode, a creeper blew up kind of right in the middle of his area, but he survived that too. Okay, next we have Resorter Z. Resorter is a returning player that occasionally plays. He hasn't played in a couple of months, but glad to see he's back. He was making stew. He also had some lag problems. He went looking for food and found a ravine, and spent a lot of time running around the biome, exploring, looking for other stuff. I think you can head off in any direction and not find any other biomes for a long way. Okay, he did some caving and he did a lot of exploring. Next we have Tim Obert, aka Captain Hook 5150. He made a farm, he did some mining, he did some caving, and he had some confusion about how the coordinates worked. He thought it was plus or minus 32 instead of plus or minus 16, but he says he'll be fixing that in his next episode. So, you know, lots of people have made mistakes, have either through confusion or misunderstandings placed blocks outside of the approved area, or through forgetting for a moment, have placed blocks or torches or whatever outside of the area. And I'm not going to kick anyone out or disqualify someone for making a mistake. You know, just you know, unless you're intentionally flaunting the rules for personal gain, you know, I'm not kicking anyone out. So just fix it as soon as you can, as soon as you get a chance, and you know, continue on from there. Okay, next we have Velk. Velk is a returning player that has been out of the challenge for like 4 months now, but he's back, and he collected sugarcane on the way to the area. Once he got there, he put down a little farm. He also made a pumpkin farm. I think him and me were the only 2 players that actually planted pumpkin seeds. I could be mistaken there, but... And then he did some fishing. Next we have a brand new player whose channel name is Bear Family 07. Bear Family 07 collected mushrooms, picked up the pumpkin on the way, got enough mushrooms to make stew, and he's making stew. He did some mining. He put stairs down on his in his mine so he can run up and down without losing too much hunger. And he had a little problem with his mine in his cave, is that his last 2 torches were out of bounds, but he's gonna go fix that. And let's see, next on the list is Black Belt Crafter. Black Belt Crafter picked up the sugar cane on the way to the area, also picked up the pumpkin. When he got there, he made stew and did the other normal stuff. So good start, Black Belt, and can't wait to see your next episode. Next we have Batheart MC. Let me take this. Sorry about that. Batheart MC collected mushrooms on the way to the area. Did not pick up the sugarcane or the pumpkin. When he got to the area, he found a cave and mined some coal. So, though he does have mushrooms, so he's not completely without food. Next we have Outfoxed. Outfoxed had a creeper explode in the middle of his farm. That's a bummer. He got into some other fights and got down to 1 heart at one point, but he did recover. And he's having problems with his keyboard sticking, so he needs to do something about that keyboard before it ends up killing him. Okay, next we have John Fall 92. He picked up the mushrooms and the pumpkin on the way to the area. He's living off of mushroom stew. He found a cave, mined some coal. He found the spider dungeon at the bottom. Okay, this is a different spider dungeon than the surface spider dungeon. This is a spider dungeon that is underneath the area. It's right on the edge of our approved area, but it's all the way down at the bottom, down at diamond level. And down at diamond level there is also diamonds down there in our area, and lava. So he's mining obsidian. He's got diamonds. He got the stuff from the chest, and it looks like that he will be looking for leather pretty soon. Of course, you can't kill cows, but there was a lot of people had questions about drops, especially from wolf attacks. If wolves attack other animals, rabbits, sheep, chickens, I don't know if they attack chickens or not, but if they attack rabbits or sheep, and you happen to be there and you can pick up the drops, you have no culpability in the harm that came to the animals. So yes, you can pick up the drops and use them if you want. That might be a way to get some things that it would be hard to get otherwise. So you can't actually harm the passive mobs, but there's no harm in picking up the drops that are left when the wolves attack sheep and rabbits. So There you go. Next we have the solo single-player world of Technoscribe. Technoscribe has said that she wants to build a skyscraper that is 32 by 32. Personally, I think this is way too ambitious for a 9-day challenge. I mean, if she wants to build a skyscraper, I would recommend one more like 8 by 8, 16 by 16 even. 16 by 16 I think would be plenty big of a skyscraper, and it'd give you a little room around the outside for landscaping, okay, or entrances and stuff. This guy is really okay. And she did have a couple little oopses with placements, but she picked them up and moving on. Okay, next we have Derp Guru. Derp Guru has a lot of trouble with coordinates. She headed off in the wrong direction for a few hundred blocks, but she did get turned around and finally found the approved area, found the 00 areas. She collected mushrooms and sugarcane and pumpkins on the way, so you know, maybe she's not far from having her own pumpkin pie factory. She's living off of stew, mushroom stew. At night she went mining and she collected a lot of coal and a lot of cobble. I think she's got more cobble and more coal than anyone else in the challenge at the moment. So next we have Raven. Raven is playing with her dad, which is John Fall 92, and Raven is living off of mushroom stew, as are many of the rest of us. At night she was mining coal and hanging in there. Next we have Jade LF. Jade headed off in the wrong direction for a while, but got herself turned around and made it back to the 0 chunks. She's collected mushrooms on the way and pumpkins and sugar cane. When she got back to the 0 chunks, she decided to go do some mining, found some coal, some iron, and made herself iron pants. So she has a little bit of armor now. Next is Nuazusa. Nuazusa is collecting mushrooms. At night he was doing some mining and coming up and running around killing mobs. So yes, he's killing mobs, getting their bones. Next we have Nova Cookie 232. Nova Cookie collected mushrooms, made a little farm, and is building a wall around his area. Next we have the solo world of Jaden. That's the channel Kid Awesome 2. Jaden collected mushrooms on the way, living off of mushroom stew, and built a little house in the 0 chunks areas. Next we have the team of Jaden and his dad, and that's also on the Kid Awesome 2 channel. And they decided to put markers on the corners of the area so they can see where it is, and they threw down a lot of torches to keep the mobs from spawning. Next we have the single player world of Dad of the Kid Awesome 2 channel, and he made a little farm, but his farm has no water and no torches, so it is a dry, dark farm. If he waits for that to produce wheat, he'll starve to death first. He did some mining, and then he came up and was fighting mobs at night. Next we have the team of Kidda Plays and Draco Wolfclaw. Kidda and Draco found the area without much difficulty, collected stuff on the way, built Kidda built a nice little house. Well, actually it's a pretty good sized house. It's like goes to the top of the trees. I don't know, it's not finished yet, so it's hard to tell what it's gonna turn out looking like, but yes, she's building like mad, and they're both still alive so far, which is a good thing. Hopefully Draco will be really careful this month and not end up dead. Next we have Wild Trekker from the Wild Trekker Plays channel. Wild Trekker picked up the sugar cane, collected some sand on his way, got the pumpkin, got the mushrooms, mined some coal. He put down torches in the area. He's decided to build himself what he calls a hobbit house. So his house is like partially dirt, partially doors, partially windows, and he sealed off. Oh yeah, there was a cave that is outside of the zero chunk area, a little ways off, outside of the approved area, and he sealed it up with blocks by mistake because he forgot that was outside of the area and he couldn't put blocks there. But he's going to go back and take the blocks down and fix it. Next we have Murphy and Dan. Murph and Dan are building a tree house. So can't wait to see how that works out. And they're thinking of putting all their farms and everything up in the air there. Next we have a new player, Squatchcraft. Squatchcraft picked up the drops from the wolf attacks on rabbits. So I think he's got 3 rabbit hides, and it only takes 4 rabbit hides to make a leather. It only takes 1 leather to make a book, and it only takes 1 book to make a enchanting table. So he's like 3/4 of the way to an enchanting table. So welcome to the game, Squatchcraft. I'm always excited about new players, and I think he actually recruited a couple other new players this month too. So way to go. Next we have Cherry Bitters MC. Cherry Bitters was picking up mushrooms on the way to the area. She also got the pumpkin, and she's going the dirt wall route, building a dirt wall around the area. And when she was fighting a zombie, she got a carrot. Killed a zombie and got a carrot. So the only carrot I've seen in the challenge so far. So she will be eating vegetables that have more carotene in them than the rest of us for a while, until we get a carrot. Okay. Next is another new player, Penguin Gaming. Penguin Gaming was collecting mushrooms, picked up the sugar cane. He built him a nice little underground house. Decided that it was easier on building materials and stuff, and then he went mining. So I think it looks like a real survivor there, not taking chances, playing it safe. Nothing wrong with that. Next we have a returning player, Mr. Radio Gaming. He's been out of the challenge for a few months, but he's back, and he went to the area and didn't pick up anything on the way. Once he got there, he decided to go mining, and he's spent most of the episode mining. He has full armor now though, so he is defensive wise, he's outfitted pretty good, but he's not set too well on food. He needs to figure out what he's going to do about food pretty soon, but he's the only one I know of that's got full armor, full iron armor. Next is another first time brand new player to the MHC, Mad Mommy. Mad Mommy picked up the sugar cane on the way to the area. She's living off of mushroom stew. Found the red and the brown mushrooms, and she started working on a cabin. So can't wait to see how that turns out. And finally, the last person on the list is another brand new player, first time this month, Felonious Wizard. Felonious Wizard decided to put down a lot of torches. When he got to the, you see, he didn't pick up anything on the way to the area. You know, no mushrooms, no sugar cane, no pumpkin, no nothing. When he got to the area, he cut down trees like mad, and threw the logs into a furnace, and turned them into charcoal, and turned those into torches. And I think he made like 2 stacks of torches, maybe more. And he's got just torches all over the area. So, but still no perimeter security other than the torches, and no food. So that'll probably be his next episode objective. But as far as lighting the area, he accomplished that in spades. So that is it for the Day 0 player update of the March 2015 Minecraft Hardcore Challenge, the Zero Chunk Challenge. Welcome to all the new players. I'm having a great time watching these episodes. It's not too late to start if you see this and you think, wow, this is cool, I should try this, but you know, I didn't start yet, so it's too late. It's not too late. You can start late and just catch up as soon as you can. You know, post 2 episodes on Friday, or you know, post episodes whenever you can until you get caught up. And we are glad to have you, because you know, we're not playing for money. There's no big prize at the end for the winner. This is a friendly game. We're just doing it for fun. So we're open to anyone who wants to join in. And I think that's everything I wanted to say. I can't wait to see all your next episodes. I hope nobody dies in the next episode, but I'm sure that there will be some that do. So this is Mike Deering signing out.